The sky over the colony was a dusty red, streaked with clouds that glowed faintly from the planet's two moons. The small human settlement, a cluster of metal domes and solar panels, sat on the edge of a rocky canyon. It was home to 500 people, mostly miners and farmers, who had left Earth for a new life. Among them was Alex, a young engineer with a knack for fixing broken machines and a habit of tinkering with things he shouldn't. Alex sat in his workshop, a cramped shed filled with wires and old computers. He was 22, with messy hair and a stained jumpsuit. His latest project was a radio receiver he'd built from spare parts. He'd been trying to pick up signals from passing trade ships, hoping for news from Earth. Instead, he got something else. Late that night, his receiver crackled with a strange hum. Alex adjusted the dials, frowning. The sound wasn't human. It was a mix of clicks and low tones, like nothing he'd heard before. He ran the signal through his computer, which he'd programmed to decode patterns. After an hour, the screen showed a message in broken English. Fleet arrives. 2 days. Surrender or die. Alex's heart pounded. He checked the signal again, thinking it was a mistake, but the coordinates matched the colony's location. He grabbed his radio and called Maria, the colony's commander. She was a tough woman in her 40s, with short hair and a scar across her cheek from a mining accident. "Maria, you need to see this," Alex said, his voice shaking. 10 minutes later, Maria stood in his workshop, staring at the screen. Her face was hard, but her eyes showed worry. "You sure this is real?" she asked. "I hacked their signal. It's not human. It's alien." Maria cursed under her breath. The colony had no army, just a few security guards with old rifles. They'd heard stories of alien raiders, but no one thought they'd come to a backwater planet like this. "We need to tell everyone, now." By dawn, the colony's meeting hall was packed. People stood shoulder to shoulder, their faces tense. Maria stood on a platform, her voice steady but loud. "We've got a problem," she said. "An alien fleet is coming. They'll be here in 48 hours. They want us to surrender." The room erupted in shouts. "Aliens?" an old farmer yelled. "We can't fight aliens." Others nodded, their fear spreading like fire. Alex stood in the back, clutching his tablet. He raised his hand. "We don't have to surrender," he said. His voice was quiet, but people turned to listen. "We can fight, or at least survive." Maria raised her eyebrow. "You got a plan, kid?" Alex nodded. "Their ships use energy fields. I saw it in the signal data. We can use the old mining rigs to make electromagnetic traps, mess up their systems, buy us time." The room went quiet. A woman named Lisa, a mechanic, spoke up. "That's crazy. We're miners, not soldiers." "We're humans," Alex said. "We've survived worse. We can do this." Maria studied him, then nodded. "All right, Alex, you're in charge of the traps. Everyone else, we fortify the colony. We've got 2 days. Move." The next hours were chaos. People ran to gather tools, food, and weapons. Alex worked with a team of engineers, dragging heavy mining coils from storage. The coils, used to pull ore from rocks, could create strong magnetic fields. If Alex was right, they could disable alien ships. If he was wrong, they were all dead. Tom, a pilot and Alex's best friend, helped carry equipment. He was tall with a quick smile, but today he looked serious. "You sure about this?" he asked, wiping sweat from his face. "No," Alex admitted, "but it's all we've got." By nightfall, the colony was a fortress of sorts. Walls of scrap metal lined the perimeter. Guards stood on rooftops, clutching rifles. Alex's team set up the first traps, wiring coils to solar batteries. He tested one and a spark lit up the dark, buzzing with power. It worked, for now. Maria walked the lines, checking defenses. She stopped by Alex, who was calibrating the coil. "Good work," she said, "but this is just the start. If that fleet is as big as you think, we're in trouble." Alex looked up at the sky. The moons were fading, and a new light appeared, a faint glow, moving fast. Then another, and another. Ships, dozens of them, glinting like knives in the dark. "They're here," Alex whispered. His stomach twisted, but his hands stayed steady. 48 hours. That's all they had. He glanced at Maria, who gripped her rifle tighter. "Get ready," she said. "It's going to be a long fight." The colony held its breath as the alien armada filled the sky. The alien ships hung in the sky like dark clouds, their hulls glowing with strange green lights. The colony buzzed with activity as the first rays of sunlight hit the canyon. Alex stood outside his workshop, staring at the electromagnetic coils his team had set up. They looked like giant metal spiders, wires trailing to solar batteries. He hoped they'd work. If they didn't, the colony was done. Maria's voice crackled over the radio. "Alex, report to the command center, now." He grabbed his tablet and ran, dodging workers, hauling scrap metal and crates. The air smelled of dust and sweat. The command center was a small dome with screens and radios. Maria stood at a cable, maps spread out. Tom, the pilot, was there, along with Lisa, the mechanic, and a few others. Their faces were grim. "Status," Maria asked, her eyes on Alex. "Coils are ready," he said. "We've got 10 set up around the perimeter. They'll send a pulse to fry any ship that gets too close, but we need more power to make them stronger." Maria nodded. "What do you need?" "Every battery we've got," Alex said, "and the old fusion generator from the mine. It's risky, but it'll boost the traps." Lisa crossed her arms. "That generator's ancient. If it blows, we're all dead." "If we don't use it, we're dead anyway," Alex shot back. He pointed to his tablet, showing a map of the colony. "The traps cover the main approaches. If the aliens land, we can slow them down." Maria studied the map and looked at the group. "All right, Alex, you and Lisa get that generator online. Tom, take a team and scout the canyon. We need to know what we're facing. Everyone else, fortify the walls. We've got maybe 12 hours before they attack." The room emptied fast. Alex and Lisa headed to the mine, a dark tunnel at the edge of the canyon. The fusion generator sat in a dusty chamber, covered in rust. It was big, the size of a house, and hadn't run in years. Alex knelt beside it, checking wires. Lisa watched, her face tight. "You really think this will work?" she asked. "It has to," Alex said, prying open a panel. "The aliens' ships use energy shields. The coils can disrupt them, but only with enough power." Lisa shook her head, but helped. They worked for hours, fixing leaks and replacing parts. Sweat dripped down Alex's face as he rewired the control board. Finally, the generator hummed to life, a low rumble that shook the ground. Lights flickered on, and Alex grinned. "Nice work," Lisa said, almost smiling. Back at the colony, Tom returned from scouting. His face was pale. "They're landing," he said, meeting Alex and Maria at the command center. "Small ships, maybe scouts. They're setting up a camp in the canyon, 2 miles out." Maria cursed. "They're testing us." "Alex, are the traps ready?" "Almost," he said. "The generator's online. We just need to connect it." "Do it fast," Maria said. "Tom, get your flyer ready. If those scouts get too close, we need eyes in the sky." Tom nodded and ran off. Alex and Lisa worked through the afternoon, linking the generator to the coils. The air grew tense as more alien ships appeared, their lights brighter now. Colonists whispered nervously, clutching tools or weapons. Some wanted to run, but there was nowhere to go. At dusk, a shout came from the perimeter. "They're here!" A guard pointed to the canyon, where 3 sleek alien ships hovered low, their engines humming like angry bees. The crowd froze, watching. Alex ran to the nearest coil, checking the controls. "Ready," he shouted to Maria, who stood on a rooftop with a radio. "Do it," she said. Alex flipped the switch, the coil buzzed, and a wave of energy shot out, invisible but strong. The lead alien ship wobbled, its lights flickering. It dropped, crashing into the dirt with a loud boom. The crowd cheered, but Alex's heart sunk. The other 2 ships pulled back, unharmed. "They're learning," he muttered to Lisa, who stood beside him. Maria's voice came over the radio. "Good hit, but don't get cocky. They'll try again." Night fell, and the colony glowed with floodlights. Alex stayed by the coils, tweaking them for more power. Tom landed his flyer nearby, jumping out. "They're building something out there," he said. "Tents, machines, maybe a base." Alex frowned. "They're not here to talk. We need to hit them first." Maria overheard, climbing down from the roof. "You want to attack? With what?" "Not attack," Alex said. "Sabotage. If we can wreck their camp, it'll slow them down." Lisa snorted. "You're crazy, kid." "Maybe," Alex said, looking at Tom. "You in?" Tom grinned. "Always." Maria stared at them, then nodded. "Small team. In and out. Don't die." As the moons rose, Alex, Tom, and a few others gathered gear, tools, explosives, and a few rifles. The alien camp's lights glowed in the distance, a warning of what was coming. Alex checked his tablet one last time, mapping the route. The traps had worked once, but the real fight was starting. 40 hours left, he whispered, gripping his bag. The colony's survival hung on what they did next. The night air was cold, and the colony's floodlights cast long shadows across the canyon. Alex crouched behind a scrap metal barricade, gripping a wrench like a weapon. Tom was beside him, holding a rifle, his eyes scanning the dark. Their small team, 5 colonists, including Lisa and a guard named Ben, hid near the canyon's edge, waiting. The alien camp glowed 2 miles away, its machines humming like a swarm of insects. The plan was simple: sneak in, plant explosives, and wreck the aliens' setup. But nothing felt simple now. Maria's voice crackled through Alex's earpiece. "Scouts are moving. 3 ships. Heading your way. Stay sharp." Alex's stomach twisted. He glanced at Tom, who nodded. "We can do this," Tom whispered, though his hands shook. The team crept through the rocky terrain, using boulders for cover. The alien ships appeared, sleek and black, their green lights pulsing. They hovered low, scanning the ground with beams. Alex's heart raced. He pointed to a coil trap hidden nearby, its wires buried in the dirt. "Get ready," he mouthed. The lead ship drifted closer. Alex pressed a button on his tablet. The coil hummed, and a burst of electromagnetic energy shot out. The ship's lights flickered, and it spun, crashing into a rock with the screech of metal. The team cheered softly, but the other 2 ships veered away, unharmed. "They're too fast," Lisa hissed, clutching her bag of explosives. "Keep moving," Alex said. They ran, staying low. The alien camp was close now, a maze of strange tents and glowing machines. Towering figures moved in the shadows. Aliens, tall and insect-like, with segmented limbs and eyes that gleamed like wet stones. Their armor shimmered, and they carried weapons that hummed with energy. Tom stopped, staring. "They're huge," he whispered. "Focus," Alex said, pulling him behind a rock. The team split up, as planned. Alex and Tom would plant explosives near the machines, while Lisa and Ben targeted the tents. The 5th member, a miner named Kate, kept watch. Alex and Tom crawled toward a cluster of machines, each the size of a house. They pulsed with green light, powering the alien camp. Alex recognized the tech from the signal he hacked. "These control their ships. Blow them, and we cripple their fleet." Tom nodded, setting an explosive. But a shadow loomed. An alien stepped into view, its claws clicking on the ground. Its head swiveled, eyes locking on them. Tom froze. Alex grabbed his arm, pulling him behind a machine. The alien's weapon fired, a beam of light that melted the rock where they'd been. "Run!" Alex yelled. They sprinted, the alien chasing. Its legs moved fast like a spider's. Tom fired his rifle, but the bullets bounced off the alien's armor. Alex threw a rock, hitting its face. The alien hissed, slowing just enough for them to dive behind another machine. Across the camp, Lisa and Ben weren't as lucky. A blast lit up the night, followed by screams. Alex peeked out and saw Lisa dragging Ben, his leg burned by an alien beam. Kate fired at 2 aliens closing in, her rifle flashing. The team was pinned. "We have to help them," Tom said, reloading. Alex checked his tablet. The coil traps were too far to trigger. He grabbed an explosive from Tom's bag. "Cover me," he said, then ran toward the fight. Tom fired, keeping the aliens back. Alex slid next to Lisa, who was tying a bandage around Ben's leg. "We're trapped," she gasped. An alien loomed, raising its weapon. Alex threw the explosive and tackled Lisa and Ben down. The blast shook the ground, and the alien staggered, its armor cracked. Kate shot it, and it fell, twitching. "Move!" Alex yelled. The team stumbled back, carrying Ben. The camp was chaos now. Aliens swarmed, their ships lifting off. The explosives at the machines detonated, sending a fireball into the sky. The green lights flickered, and several ships wobbled, crashing. "It worked," Tom shouted, grinning despite the danger. But more aliens came, their weapons blazing. The team ran, dodging beams that scorched the ground. They reached the canyon's edge, where the colony's lights glowed. Maria's voice came through the radio. "Get back now. More ships are coming." Alex helped carry Ben, his mind racing. The sabotage had hurt the aliens, but not enough. The Armada's main force was still out there, and the crashed ships were just scouts. The colony's traps had worked once, but the aliens were learning fast. Their weapons were stronger, their armor tougher. As Alex ran to the coils, he saw the colonists, miners, farmers, guards, working together, their faces set. They were scared, but they weren't giving up. That was what made humans different. The aliens didn't know it yet, but they were about to learn. The colony was a fortress under siege. Alien ships screamed overhead, their green beams slicing through the night. The canyon glowed with fires from wrecked scout ships, but the Armada's main force was closing in. Alex crouched by a coil trap, his hands shaking as he rewired it for more power. The air smelled of burning metal and fear. Maria's voice crackled through his earpiece. "Alex, traps holding?" "Barely," he replied, wiping sweat from his face. "They're hitting us hard. We need more juice." The colony's defenses were stretched thin. The electromagnetic coils had downed a few ships, but the aliens kept coming, their insect-like forms scuttling across the canyon. Their weapons burned through barricades, and screams echoed as colonists fought back with rifles and makeshift bombs. The fusion generator hummed behind the lines, powering the traps, but it groaned under the strain. Tom ran up, his pilot jumpsuit torn. "They're targeting the north wall," he said. "We lost 2 guards. Lisa's holding it, but she needs help." Alex nodded, grabbing his tablet. He checked the trap network. 3 coils were offline, fried by alien beams. He cursed, then ran toward the command center, dodging debris. Inside, Maria stood over a map, her face lit by flickering screens. Ben, the injured guard, lay on a cot nearby, bandaged but awake. Kate, the miner, was reloading rifles with a grim look. "Status?" Maria asked, not looking up. "Coils are failing," Alex said. "The aliens are adapting. Their ships dodge the pulses now. We need a new plan." Maria slammed her fist on the table. "We've got no ships, no real weapons. What do you suggest, kid?" Alex hesitated, then tapped his tablet. "I analyzed their signals again. The ships are linked to a central command, probably a big ship in orbit. If we cut that signal, their fleet might fall apart." Maria's eyes narrowed. "You're saying we hit their mothership?" "It's a long shot," Alex admitted, "but it's why their scouts keep coming. They're testing us, waiting for the main attack. If we disrupt their command, we might stop them." Ben coughed from the cot. "You're crazy. We can't get to orbit." Tom grinned, leaning against the wall. "I've got a flyer. It's old, but it can fly. If we grab one of their scout ships, maybe we can use it." Maria stared at them, then nodded. "All right, we hold the line tonight, then plan a run at their mothership. Alex, keep the traps running. Tom, check your flyer. Everyone else, fight like hell." The night dragged on, brutal and endless. Alien beams lit up the dark, blasting holes in the colony's walls. Colonists fought back with everything, rifles, shovels, even rocks. Lisa led a team at the north wall, hurling explosives that shook the ground. Kate dragged wounded to safety, her hands bloody but steady. The traps sparked, downing a few more ships, but the aliens kept coming, their numbers endless. Alex worked through the chaos, repairing coils under fire. A beam grazed his arm, burning his sleeve, but he kept going. He saw a pattern in the alien attacks. Their ships moved in sync, like drones. It confirmed his guess. A central command controlled them. If they could hit it, the colony had a chance. Near dawn, the attack slowed. The aliens pulled back, their ships hovering just out of trap range. The colony was battered. Half the walls were gone and dozens were injured. Alex found Maria at the command center, her face covered in dirt. "We held," she said, her voice hoarse, "but we lost 20 people. They'll hit again soon." Alex showed her his tablet. "I found the mothership signal. It's strong, coming from orbit. If we can get a team up there, we can shut it down." Maria looked at Tom, who nodded. "My flyer is ready, but we need a scout ship. Their tech can handle orbit." "There's a crashed one in the canyon," Kate said, joining them. "I saw it. It's damaged, but might work." Maria took a deep breath. "Okay, Alex, Tom, Kate, you three go. Take Lisa if she's up for it. Get that ship, get to the mothership, and break their signal. The rest of us will hold the colony." Alex felt his chest tighten. The idea was insane, but it was their only shot. He looked at the sky, where the alien ships waited, their lights pulsing like a heartbeat. The colony had survived the night, but the armada was still coming. They had less than 24 hours left. As the team grabbed gear, tools, explosives, and a few rifles, colonists worked around them, rebuilding walls and tending wounds. An old farmer handed Alex a water bottle, his eyes fierce. "Give 'em hell, kid." Alex nodded, his jaw tight. The humans were tired, outnumbered and outgunned, but they weren't done. The aliens thought they'd won, but they didn't know humans. Not yet. The team headed for the canyon, the crashed scout ship their target. Behind them, the colony braced for another attack, its people united. Alex glanced at Tom and Kate, their faces set. The long night had tested them, but it had also shown what humans could do. Now, they'd take the fight to the stars. The canyon was quiet, the air heavy with dust and the smell of burnt metal. Alex, Tom, Kate, and Lisa crept toward the crashed alien scout ship, its sleek hull half buried in the dirt. The colony's lights glowed faintly behind them, a reminder of what they were fighting for. The alien armada loomed in the sky, its massive mothership a dark shape against the stars. They had one chance to disrupt its command signal and save the colony. Tom, the pilot, reached the ship first. "It's intact," he whispered, running his hand over the hull. "But the controls are weird." Alex knelt beside a broken panel, his tablet glowing as he scanned the alien tech. "I can hack it," he said. "Give me 10 minutes." Lisa, still limping from the last fight, stood guard with a rifle. "Hurry," she said. "They'll spot us soon." Kate checked the explosives in her bag. "If this doesn't work, we're dead." "It'll work," Alex said, though his hands shook as he pried open the panel. The alien wiring was strange, glowing tubes instead of cables, but he saw patterns from the signals he'd hacked. He connected his tablet, decoding the system. The ship hummed, its lights flickering on. "Got it," Alex said, climbing inside. The cockpit was tight, with curved screens and no chairs, built for insect-like aliens. Tom squeezed in, studying the controls. "I can fly this," Tom said, his voice steady, "but it won't be smooth." "Do it," Alex said. Kate and Lisa climbed in, clutching their gear. The ship vibrated, then lifted off, wobbling as Tom wrestled with the controls. The canyon shrank below, and the mothership grew larger, a city-sized fortress in orbit. Alarms blared as they approached. Alien ships swarmed, their beams grazing the scout ship. Tom dodged, the ship spinning wildly. "Hold on," he shouted. A beam hit the hull, and smoke filled the cockpit. Alex coughed, checking his tablet. The mothership's signal was close, pulsing like a heartbeat. "There," he pointed at a glowing port on the mothership's side. "That's our way in." Tom aimed for it, dodging more beams. The scout ship slammed into the port, metal screeching. They stumbled out into a dark corridor, its walls pulsing with green light. The air was thick, smelling of metal and something sour. Alien guards, tall, insect-like, with claws and glowing eyes, patrolled nearby. "Quiet," Lisa whispered, raising her rifle. The team moved low, hiding behind strange machines. Alex's tablet scanned the corridor, mapping the signal's source. It was deep inside, in the ship's core. They crept forward, but a guard spotted them. Its weapon fired, a beam burning Kate's arm. She screamed, and Lisa shot back, the bullet cracking the alien's armor. It fell, but more came, their claws clicking. Tom threw an explosive, blasting a hole in the wall. The team ran through, smoke stinging their eyes. The corridor led to a huge chamber filled with glowing panels and humming machines. At the center was a towering device pulsing with the command signal. Alex's tablet lit up. "That's it," he said. "If we shut it down, their fleet goes dark." Lisa guarded the door as Kate, wincing from her burn, set explosives. Alex hacked a panel, his fingers flying over alien symbols. The system was complex, but he saw patterns, like logic, like human tech, just stranger. He rerouted power, weakening the signal. The mothership's lights flickered, and distant explosions echoed as alien ships lost control. "It's working," Tom said, grinning. But the chamber shook. Guards poured in, their weapons blazing. Lisa fired back, her rifle flashing. Kate tossed an explosive, downing 2 aliens, but more came. "We're trapped," she yelled. Alex kept working, sweat dripping. "Almost there," he said. He uploaded a virus from his tablet, corrupting the signal. The machine sparked, and the pulsing stopped. Outside, the Armada's ships wobbled, crashing into each other. The team cheered, but the guards closed in. "We gotta go," Tom shouted, pulling Alex from the panel. Lisa and Kate fought their way to the door, but a beam hit Lisa's shoulder. She fell, groaning. Kate dragged her, firing with one hand. The team reached the corridor, but the scout ship was gone, blasted by alien defenses. "Now what?" Kate asked, panic in her voice. Alex scanned his tablet. "There's another port nearby. More scout ships." They ran, carrying Lisa. The mothership shook, its systems failing. Alien guards chased, their claws scraping the walls. Tom led the way, shooting when he could. They reached a hangar where a single scout ship sat, unguarded. Tom jumped in, starting the controls. Alex helped Lisa aboard, her face pale. "Go!" Alex yelled. The ship lifted off, beams missing them by inches. The mothership's lights went dark as they escaped, the Armada in chaos below. But as they broke free, an alien beam hit the ship's engine. It sputtered, and Tom fought to keep it steady. "We're not safe yet," he said, his voice grim. Alex looked at Lisa, barely conscious, and Kate, clutching her burned arm. They'd disrupted the signal, but they were still in space, surrounded by enemies. The colony was fighting below, and time was running out. The Armada was weakened, but not defeated. "Get us back," Alex said, his jaw tight. "We're not done." The scout ship limped toward the planet, the colony's lights a faint hope in the distance. The humans had struck a blow, but the aliens weren't finished. Less than 20 hours remained, and the fight was far from over. The stolen alien scout ship shuddered as it plummeted toward the planet, smoke trailing from its damaged engine. Alex gripped the console, his tablet sparking from overuse. Tom wrestled with the controls, his face tense. Kate sat by Lisa, who was pale and bleeding from her shoulder wound. The colony's lights grew closer, but alien ships swarmed behind them, their beams lighting up the dark. "We're not gonna make it!" Kate shouted, her burned arm trembling as she held Lisa. "Shut up and hold on," Tom snapped, dodging a beam. The ship lurched, metal groaning. Alex checked his tablet. The mothership signal was gone, and the Armada's ships were in chaos, crashing into each other. Their plan had worked, but the aliens were still fighting. Below, the colony was a battlefield. Maria led the defense, her voice barking orders over the radio. "All teams, hit them now. Their fleet's messed up. Use it." The colonists fought with everything: rifles, explosives, even mining tools. The electromagnetic coils sparked, downing stray ships, but the aliens kept coming, their insect-like forms scuttling through the canyon. The scout ship shook harder, its engine failing. "We're going down," Tom yelled. He aimed for a clearing near the colony, the ground rushing up. Alex braced, his heart pounding. The ship hit hard, skidding across the dirt. Pain shot through his ribs, but he crawled out, helping Kate drag Lisa from the wreckage. Tom stumbled out last, blood on his face. Alien ships circled above, but their movements were sloppy, uncoordinated. The mothership's signal was gone, and it showed. Alex grabbed his radio. "Maria, we're back. Signal's down. Their fleet's weak." "Good work," Maria's voice crackled. "Get to the north wall. We're hitting them hard." The team ran, Lisa leaning on Kate. The colony was a mess, barricades broken, fires burning. Colonists fought in small groups, using guerrilla tactics. A farmer swung a shovel at an alien, cracking its armor. A miner threw a homemade bomb, blasting a ship's leg. The humans were outnumbered, but they were fierce. At the north wall, Maria stood with a rifle, directing fire. "Alex," she called, "we're pushing them back, but more are coming. What's next?" Alex checked his tablet. Its screen cracked, but working. "Their ships are offline, but the ground troops are still active. We need to keep them scattered." Maria nodded. "We'll hit their camp. You in?" Alex looked at his team. Lisa was barely standing, Kate's arm was useless, and Tom's head was bleeding. But they nodded. "We're in," Tom said, grinning despite the pain. Maria led a group of 20 colonists, armed with whatever they had. Alex and Tom joined, carrying explosives. Kate stayed with Lisa, helping the medics. The alien camp was a mile away, its machines dark since the mothership's signal died. But alien guards patrolled, their claws clicking. The humans moved fast, using the canyon's rocks for cover. Maria signaled, and they attacked. Explosives lit up the night, tearing through alien tents. Colonists fired rifles, aiming for the aliens' joints, where their armor was weak. The aliens fought back, their beams burning the ground. A colonist fell, then another. Maria shouted, keeping the group moving. Alex and Tom reached the machine, its lights dead. "Blow it," Alex said, setting an explosive. But an alien loomed, its eyes glowing. It swung a claw, and Tom pushed Alex out of the way. The claw hit Tom's chest, and he fell, blood pooling. "No!" Alex yelled, grabbing Tom's rifle. He fired, hitting the alien's eyes. It collapsed, but Tom wasn't moving. Alex knelt, shaking him. "Get up, man!" Tom coughed, his voice weak. "Finish it, Alex, for the colony." Tears stung Alex's eyes, but he set the explosive and ran. The blast shook the ground, destroying the machine. The aliens screamed, their ranks breaking. Maria's team pushed forward, driving them back. The Armada's ships hovered, but many crashed, their pilots lost without the signal. The humans fought until dawn, their numbers dwindling but their spirit unbroken. The aliens retreated, their camp in ruins. Maria rallied the survivors, her voice hoarse. "We're not done yet. One more push." Alex stood over Tom's body, his hands shaking. Kate joined him, her face grim. "He saved you," she said. "Make it count." Alex nodded, wiping his face. The colony was battered, but standing. The Armada was weakened, but a final wave was coming. Maria's radio crackled with reports. Alien ships massing for one last attack. Less than 12 hours remained. "We've got one shot," Maria said, looking at Alex. "Their fleet's hurt, but they're desperate. We need to hit them before they regroup." Alex gripped his tablet. "I can tweak the coils, make one big pulse. It might fry their remaining ships." "Do it," Maria said. "We'll cover you." The colonists prepared for the final stand, their faces tired but fierce. Alex worked on the coils, his mind on Tom. The aliens had underestimated humans, thinking them weak. But humans didn't give up. They fought, they bled, they won. The Armada would learn that, one way or another. As the sun rose, alien ships filled the sky, their lights dim but deadly. The colony braced, ready for the end. Alex flipped the switch and the coils hummed, ready to unleash hell. "I can fly this," Tom said, his voice steady. "But it won't be smooth." "Do it," Alex said. Kate and Lisa climbed in, clutching their gear. The ship vibrated, then lifted off, wobbling as Tom wrestled with the controls. The canyon shrank below, and the mothership grew larger, a city-sized fortress in orbit. Alarms blared as they approached. Alien ships swarmed, their beams grazing the scout ship. Tom dodged, the ship spinning wildly. A beam hit the hull and smoke filled the cockpit. Alex coughed, checking his tablet. The mothership's signal was close, pulsing like a heartbeat. "There," he pointed at a glowing port on the mothership's side. "That's our way in." Tom aimed for it, dodging more beams. The scout ship slammed into the port, metal screeching. They stumbled into a dark corridor, its walls pulsing with green light. The air was thick, smelling of metal and something sour. Alien guards, tall, insect-like with claws and glowing eyes, patrolled nearby. "Quiet," Lisa whispered, raising her rifle. The team moved low, hiding behind strange machines. Alex's tablet scanned the corridor, mapping the signal's source. It was deep inside, in the ship's core. They crept forward, but a guard spotted them. Its weapon fired a beam burning Kate's arm. She screamed, and Lisa shot back, the bullet cracking the alien's armor. It fell, but more came, their claws clicking. Tom threw an explosive, blasting a hole in the wall. The team ran through, smoke stinging their eyes. The corridor led to a huge chamber, filled with glowing panels and humming machines. At the center was a towering device, pulsing with the command signal. Alex's tablet lit up. "That's it," he said. "If we shut it down, their fleet goes dark." Lisa guarded the door as Kate, wincing from her burn, set explosives. Alex hacked the panel, his fingers flying over alien symbols. The system was complex, but he saw patterns. Logic, like human tech, just stranger. He rerouted power, weakening the signal. The mothership's lights flickered, and distant explosions echoed as alien ships lost control. "It's working," Tom said, grinning. But the chamber shook. Guards poured in, their weapons blazing. Lisa fired back, her rifle flashing. Kate tossed an explosive, downing 2 aliens, but more came. "We're trapped," she yelled. Alex kept working, sweat dripping. "Almost there," he said. He uploaded a virus from his tablet, corrupting the signal. The machine sparked and the pulsing stopped. Outside, the Armada's ships wobbled, crashing into each other. The team cheered, but the guards closed in. "We gotta go," Tom shouted, pulling Alex from the panel. Lisa and Kate fought their way to the door, but a beam hit Lisa's shoulder. She fell groaning. Kate dragged her, firing with one hand. The team reached the corridor, but the scout ship was gone, blasted by alien defenses. "Now what?" Kate asked, her panic in her voice. Alex scanned his tablet. "There's another port nearby, more scout ships." They ran, carrying Lisa. The mothership shook, its systems failing. Alien guards chased, their claws scraping the walls. Tom led the way, shooting when he could. They reached a hangar where a single scout ship sat, unguarded. Tom jumped in, starting the controls. Alex helped Lisa aboard, her face pale. "Go!" Alex yelled. The ship lifted off, beams missing them by inches. The mothership's lights go dark as they escaped, the Armada in chaos below. But as they broke free, an alien beam hit the ship's engine. It sputtered and Tom fought to keep it steady. "We're not safe yet," he said, his voice grim. Alex looked at Lisa, barely conscious, and Kate, clutching her burned arm. They disrupted the signal, but they were still in space, surrounded by enemies. The colony was fighting below, and time was running out. The Armada was weakened, but not defeated. "Get us back," Alex said, his jaw tight. The scout ship limped toward the planet, the colony's lights a faint hope in the distance. The humans had struck a blow, but the aliens weren't finished. The sun rose over the canyon, painting the sky red. The colony was a wreck, barricades broken, domes scorched, and smoke rising from fires. The alien armada's final wave loomed, their ships fewer but still deadly, their green lights pulsing weakly. Alex stood by the fusion generator, his hands black with grease as he wired the last coil for a massive pulse. The colonists, miners, farmers, guards, gathered around, their faces tired but hard. They had fought for 48 hours, and this was their last stand. Maria climbed onto a broken wall, her rifle slung over her shoulder. "Listen up," she shouted. "The aliens think we're done. They think we'll break. But we're humans. We don't quit. We fight, and we win." The crowd roared, their voices raw but strong. Alex felt a spark in his chest, despite the ache of losing Tom. He glanced at Kate, who stood nearby, her burned arm bandaged. Lisa, patched up but pale, held a rifle with one hand. They nodded at him, ready. "Alex, you set?" Maria asked, jumping down. He checked his tablet, its cracked screen glowing. "Coils are linked to the generator. One pulse, max power. It'll fright every alien ship in range, but it might burn out our systems too." Maria's jaw tightened. "Do it. We've got nothing left to lose." The aliens attacked at dawn. Ships dove, their beams weaker but still deadly. Insects like ground troops charged, their claws tearing through dirt. The colonists fought back, with rifles, bombs, and anything they could grab. A miner swung a pickaxe, smashing an alien's leg. A farmer threw a fuel can, blasting a group of enemies. The humans were outnumbered, but they moved like one, their spirit unbreakable. Alex ran to the main coil, a massive tower of wires and metal. Kate and Lisa covered him, firing at aliens closing in. A beam grazed Alex's leg, burning his skin, but he kept going. He reached the controls, his fingers flying over the panel. The generator roared, shaking the ground. The coils hummed, their energy building. "Get clear!" Alex yelled. Colonists ducked behind barricades, still fighting. An alien lunged at Lisa, but Kate shot it, her face fierce. Maria led a charge, driving the ground troops back with a hail of bullets. The Armada ships closed in, their lights flickering. Alex saw the mothership in orbit, dark and silent since its signal died. The aliens were desperate, throwing everything at the colony. He took a deep breath, thinking of Tom, of the people who died. "This is for you," he whispered, and flipped the switch. A wave of energy exploded from the coils, invisible but powerful. The air crackled, and the alien ships froze, their lights going dark. One by one, they fell, crashing into the canyon with deafening booms. The ground troops staggered, their weapons failing. The colonists cheered, their voices rising over the chaos. But the generator sparked, its lights fading. The coils smoked, burned out. Alex's tablet went black. The pulse had worked, but it had cost them everything. The aliens weren't done yet. Dozens of ground troops remained, charging with claws and rage. Maria rallied the colonists. "Finish them," she shouted. The humans attacked, using knives, pipes, and bare hands. Alex grabbed a wrench, swinging at an alien's head. Kate and Lisa fought side by side, their wounds forgotten. The aliens, confused without their ships, fell back, their numbers shrinking. The fight lasted hours, brutal and bloody. The canyon was littered with alien bodies and wrecked ships. The colonists took heavy losses, friends, neighbors, gone. But they kept fighting, their will stronger than the aliens' tech. By midday, the last alien fled, scuttling into the canyon. The Armada ships retreated, limping into the sky, their fleets broken. The colony stood silent, the survivors exhausted. Maria walked among them, her face bruised but proud. She said, "We did it. We're alive." Alex sank to the ground, his leg throbbing. He looked at the ruined coils, the burned-out generator. They'd lost so much. Tom, the defenses, half the colony. But they'd won. The aliens had come with an armada, thinking humans were weak. They'd learned the truth. Kate sat beside him, her voice soft. Tom would be proud. Alex nodded, his throat tight. Yeah, he would. Lisa joined them, her shoulder bandaged. "What now?" she asked. "We rebuild," Maria said, overhearing. "Stronger, better. They'll think twice before coming back." The colonists began to move, clearing debris, tending wounds. An old farmer started a fire to burn alien wreckage. A child helped carry water, her small face determined. The humans were battered, but their spirit was unbreakable. They'd survived 48 hours of hell, and they'd do it again if they had to. Alex stood, looking at the sky. The alien ships were gone. Their lights faded. He thought of Earth, of the stories they tell. Humans aren't just survivors. They're fighters, builders, dreamers. The aliens learned that the hard way. As the sun climbed higher, Alex picked up his wrench and joined the others. The colony would rise again, tougher than before. The armada had come, and the humans had won. That was the story they'd carry, a tale of grit and glory, written in the dust of a distant world.